Ja, vi har snakket om at sætte en til, men jeg tror, at vi skal lige noget fungere bedre, sådan at det ligger sådan og ruder rundt ting, når folk... I think that's in order. Prøv at snude på gulvet. Jeg ved nemlig ikke, hvad der sker. Om folk tager den.
Jeg skal se ting. Det må være veldig ting.
Or any of the Hey. Hi. This is more like what's this doing? Skal du have en... Jeg har set, der er lidt koldt på, så du vil have med. Hallo. Hvis det står der bare it looks cool. It works also. Have a beer? Oh.
Hvad egentlig man gør? Så det er Facebook-post. Where er I endelig man gør?
Where you guys from? Iran? Cheers.
Den her er så til så.
Ja.
Where are you from?
The mother of all parts of Denmark.
Kan du høre dem, så kan jeg lege. Du siger, når det går, ikke? Sådan.
Ja.
Det er så også måske lidt intens, eller hvad?
Projects made in just a few days.
So for everyone who wasn't part of this process, this is the results of a workshop that took place Friday to Sunday, and then we've had an open lab from Monday till now, basically. And it's Leslie Flanagan and Stephanie Wusic that's been sort of teaching the workshop. And they're both artists and from Miss Baltazars laboratory, the network. So yay!
So, cheers! Cheers!
Thank you. Congratulations. So does anyone want to quickly introduce the work we have over here?
Hiding behind the coral.
You can also just talk from behind.
Talk into the microphone. But actually I've been sitting trying to figure out some stuff in there, so I don't know exactly what it ended up with. So maybe one of the guys...
It's funny because they developed all the time, like the last 5 hours they've been developed as well.
Everything from sensor-based to oscillators instead. So now I think it's oscillators mostly generating the sound here and also over there. But we also have something here that Emika might want to explain.
That's a microphone.
Want to demonstrate?
So if you want to, you can swipe the floor, or you can sing a tune if you want to. And then somebody over here can hear it. So it's almost like an old telephone system.
But basically, when we did the workshop, it was agreed that the works shown in the space should be somehow developed around paper. So that was sort of like a clue. And out of this notion of paper came these three sort of very different structures. And the girls sort of divided in two teams. One team worked on the more sculpture-based structures and trying to create a system that was not using Arduino or anything, but just interlinked somehow. And the other group did this one, which is a very skilled programmer and a very skilled sculptor. And they work together on this, and it's a motion sensor that makes some structures inside move around. So it's very much a collaboration.
It's an oscillating circuit.
It's some feedback loops, so it's taking on sound and amplifying it and giving it out again. And on the other hand, they're generating oscillator chips in there. So some parts will generate sound and some will pick it up and amplify it, and then other parts will amplify it again. And there are some light sensors in there. So if you hold your hands on certain parts, it should change the sound. Yeah.
So the sound was actually, we had adjusted the sound a bit because it was so loud and incredibly piercing. There was, even though it was very obvious that you were adjusting the sound, it was like, I was like, okay, I don't know that we want that sound. So
with making shadows, you can, by casting shadows, you can create sound patterns.
I should say that the process of this workshop, which we have some slides up here that are should be playing through when the internet is good, but it's an incredibly intensive workshop. We spend 3 days with just piles of electronics all over the place, and it's really introducing people who haven't worked that much with electronics, or maybe have a little bit of experience, but for the most part,
it's a requirement to not have experience.
Yeah, we like to have people come in who have not worked with electronics before, because kind of the aim is to actually show or to invite people to work intuitively and physically and use electronic tools like sculptural tools or like painting tools, artistic practice. And so it's been really meaningful for us when we do these workshops that it's not a matter of just giving a workshop where you learn tech. You learn just enough tech and just enough of the language that you can research it and figure it out on your own. And you can push a project as far as you want to. And when we ask the participants to actually pull together what very limited skills, or we've thrown so much at them in a really short amount of time, but to bring it all together and actually then physically implement that in a real project, in a real form, as they can all attest to, what you've built in a breadboard in a beginning circuit becomes something entirely different when you start to actually build that in 3 dimensions and with new materials, and thinking about this space and thinking about how the light affects the electronics and thinking about how distance affects electronics and breadboards affect electronics and batteries versus plugging it into the wall. I mean, it's just variable after variable after variable. And
first, like the core rule is that it's all open source software and open hardware, and then it's all women or female people, and that it's always in a hackerspace or open lab environment, because we think it's very important that the space gives you a feel of comfort and confidence, that you can take risks and try out really new things.
But I don't know, you'll have to ask the ladies in the room how they felt about us forcing these make something wonderful with these tools.
And we chose paper because it's a very light and fragile material, and electronic parts are also. So we were hoping that there would be some interesting poetic interfaces between the paper and the electronic circuit.
So we start the workshop out by teaching electronics, but they're all analog electronics. There's no computers involved at all. It's just working straight with hardware. And then we introduce Arduino as the interface with the computer so that they can learn basic programming or understand the basics of interfacing with the computer and being able to program things like sensors, and then take it even further to actually make their own sensors and learn how that process works.
So it's about demystifying technology and then remystifying it in your own way with your own language, visual language.
Yeah. I just think it's been interesting to work only with input and output, and not doing a lot of coding, but just trying to be creative with these two elements. That's been, and checking out sensors, see how they respond. So that's been good.
Tricky territory.
Yeah.
And we really want to thank Maiken because she was working for more than a year to make this possible and to bring us both here from all over the world. And yeah, a big hand.
Thank you guys for coming. It's been long on the way, and we're gonna hopefully continue Miss Baltazars here in Copenhagen, so trying to create an environment where women can work with art and technology. We're gonna work out of L'Habitat, so contact me if you want to join. I'm looking at all the ladies. Sorry, guys. You can come for the exhibitions. Yeah, come for the openings. Yeah. But thank you also, Stephanie and Leslie, for coming and for all the work you've done.
I feel like I can't even take the credit. You guys have worked so hard on these projects.
It's been so much fun.
I want to come back to Copenhagen and just see paper cones everywhere.
Streets covered.
You'll be back during Electroforest.
Electroforest, next project. You've heard it here, folks. Electroforest.
Coming to you.
Den her.
Well, at least he isn't driving us crazy anymore.
And we changed the capacitor and then it became this oscillator noise again.
Så derfor så har vi
Det gør det ikke, men den giver sin egen lyd. Den vil ikke kunne optage noget, som man...
faktisk... Ja, jo, så denne her, en mikrofon, som så bliver sprøjtet ud af de højtaler. I kan faktisk høre det, når jeg gør sådan her, så kan I høre det derovre. Altså, så når jeg rasler den her, så kommer den faktisk derover.
Ingenting set, men jeg kan i hvert fald
It's so funny. I can't believe we didn't think about this before. It's all
potentiometers, so you can change it.
I don't know what you're
Den her.